welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hello.
Yes,
Hey,
that fake audience, because I don't know what y'all be doing. We're so happy to be here tonight. Hello, HMB fam. We love you. We're so excited to be here and chit chat tonight because we got a lot to chat about. It's your girl, Shalonda, known as Coach Shalonda. We have your girl, Miss
I was
Kim.
going to say something else.
Hi, Miss Series K.
Hello, everybody.
We have your wild child, Kaneen, known as Miss Queen A. And our all-time favorite special co-host, Lord help us tonight, Don the Woo!
Hey, Donna.
Hey,
uh,
Donald.
hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you tonight, Mr. Don the Realist?
Fantastic.
Good.
I'm with my three favorite people in the world tonight. We're having a good old time.
Yay.
We're so glad that you be on tonight. We're so happy because we have a lot to talk about. We have some good matters of the heart to speak on tonight. So we're so glad that you're because we know you're going to tell the truth um,
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
and real, along with our Queen A. So y'all tell me something good this week. What's been going on? Did y'all have a good week? Has it been a bad week? Drama? Serious? What? What? Let me hear. Come on, I want to hear something.
In my life, it seems always something is going on, whether it's good, whether it's challenging. I think that's just life. But I would say I'm going to New York. I'm excited. I'm going for Labor Day weekend. And I mentioned before on last show that we're going to be doing an ashes ceremony for my mom. So we're going to go to, they have a special place where you can bury the ashes and you can see the tree or flowers fertilized. So you can come back every year and watch the tree as it grows just to pay your respects. So I think that's nice rather than doing a cartoon show
That's nice.
to have it, to have it where it's a tree or a bush or a flower, and that was her wishes. So
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be fun. The family gonna come together. I love when our family come together and pray and kind of have a good time. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's gonna be good.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Series K, what are your plans, or what went on this week, or what do you have coming up?
Um, my week was pretty boring. Just the regular same old, work and whatever, But yeah, for Labor Day, my family we're planning on going to Broken Bow, Oklahoma, and just spend
Mhm.
some time together, enjoy one another. It's been a long time.
I
So,
should come
with
back to
COVID and
party,
everything. Yeah, because we're playing it safe. So some are vaccinated, some are not, but we are gonna have a little COVID test. Everybody's gonna take the COVID, test to make sure that everybody is negative, to make everybody feel comfortable and safe. And if people want to wear their mask, they can wear their mask, still, even if everybody's negative, if that's the way you feel, then so be it. Yeah.
Right. All
Nice.
right.
Did you
Nice.
hear me? Did you hear me? I'm gonna crash your party, your family
Yeah,
party.
girl, come crash the party. You'll probably get bored because you'll be like, I'm in the country. You're a city girl.
Actually, you know what? The South is causing me to become more of a country girl. So I like the peace and quiet. Look at Donald.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a lot of peace and quiet.
Don,
What?
your face. Yeah, I'm becoming more of a. I guess country living is really growing on me. So I'm starting to like the peace but I create my own little drama inside. So
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Don the Realist, tell us about your week, or tell us something special that's coming up. Come on now. We know you got something going on.
No, it's regular, usual stuff, work, and that's it. As far as Labor Day weekend, as you know, I will be playing paintball Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Friday, I will be with Keneen at my cousin's Sweet 16 party.
Cool.
I will try to get video
Oh,
footage of her acting off, and y'all
God,
guys can share it with your audience.
that means they'll be
Um,
my best
yeah.
behavior.
and what else is going on? And then Sunday, we having a back to school block party at the church. giving out school supplies to the community, and that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Nothing extra,
Yes.
nothing special. Just regular stuff.
Well, seems like we got some really good
Just doing
plans,
it.
y'all. We got some good plans that are coming up. I mean, maybe this week was a little because y'all were getting ready for the
Yolanda,
weekend.
what about you?
So
What's your plans, Coach Yolanda?
Yeah.
I don't know what my plans are. I probably will know after the show. But I don't know what plans I have for next week. To be honest with you, I really don't know, but definitely, I'm sure I'll be doing something um, kid exciting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm still on lockdown. My kids aren't grown like all y'all kids are. So whatever I have planned centered around the 10-year-old. Okay. So I'm sure we will discuss
Yeah.
that when we get back on the show. I'm sure everybody will love to hear what the 10-year-old had us doing. So let's move on to the show. Somebody mentioned COVID. I don't know. Was it you, Serious K, that mentioned? No, was it? Yeah, it was you about all your family and guests are will be getting COVID testing to be able to have fun at the cabins in the woods
Mhm.
in Oklahoma. That's a really nice area. I won't promote them because we have no sponsorship with them, but it's cool out there. Cool out there. But take a look at this map,
Yeah.
HB fam. Honey, look. Y'all, I don't care if you're vaccinated or not. Put that mask on. Forget the 6 feet. Stay 10 feet back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just be careful. Wash your hands. Just use the same precaution that you used in 2020. Because believe it or not, the numbers are going back up. We're just about where we were at in 2020. So, the only difference is we hadn't shut down. I'm sure we don't plan on shutting down. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think we
Yeah.
can afford to shut down as a country. And so, people are treating it like whatever, who cares? But I always tell people be mindful of, your neighbor and your neighbor's family because some of us have little ones. And what if we, affect them? So just be mindful of that. And I know the world is going to go on. You just can't even imagine yourself being stuck in the house because there's so much to do out here in this beautiful world. So, but you have to be mindful and so many people that are here today and gone tomorrow. And speaking of here today, gone tomorrow, I just want to stop for a minute. First, I want to say, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Definitely like and share on our Facebook. Do not forget about our Instagram. Please we have a lot of fun things on there as well. We do have Patreon coming up soon. I think we provided the producer with the link. If not, Queen, please do so.
And I
We're
just want
gonna
to ask, who's Rosa Hill? Who's Rosa Hill?
Rosa Hill.
That's my
That is
mama.
mom.
Mama Rosa.
Notice that.
Uh-huh.
I want to come and join, especially in the woods. Oh, I will have a ball.
See, I feel real bad. She told Kenny to come join. Y'all didn't even invite me, but that's
Uh-oh.
okay, mom. That's
Uh-oh.
okay.
Uh-oh. Mama.
You didn't say you wanted to come. I said I was crashing the party.
Come join us.
That's because
Uh-oh,
I
mama.
invited
You got
myself.
issues.
So she
Wait, I'm the one that got the kid that would love to come to the woods and tell y'all. Tear the plug off. I was like, okay, please. But definitely be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, we want to pay acknowledgement to it. We want to lift up the families that have soldiers that are coming out of Afghanistan. It has been horrendous transporting out. So we definitely lift those families and those soldiers up. We also want to lift up Haiti. I think Haiti is going through such a huge transition. I mean, they've had catastrophe after catastrophe. Now there's another catastrophe that's in place for New Orleans, Louisiana, the state that Sirius K and I are from, and I have family. I don't know if you do Sirius K, but I definitely have family in New Orleans. So we lift up those families there, and all of our prayers and our faith go out to those families because I mean they've already gone through something horrendous, and for that to come, and it's a category 4, so not good. Miss Kim.
Look at mama.
Come on, too. That's not gonna okay.
That's too funny.
So we definitely want to lift up those families in prayer, and we know that, God is able. He is able. He kept so many before. He will do it again. This just reminds me, especially with is it still a tropical storm or has it turned into a hurricane?
I don't know.
Whatever the case
That's a good
is,
question.
It
I
is,
know
I
we're
think, the
going
name
into
of it,
I
but I
know we're
think
going
it
into
is.
that season, but would you say, Queen Anne?
I think it's a delay. Do you hear delay on
Yeah,
my end?
it is a delay.
Oh hell, we just go. We just
We're
go.
going into we're going into that hurricane season, so we all got to be lifted up and pray. I'm telling you, these seasons we are not able to recognize them, and for those of you that are Bible thumpers, you know what that is all about. We are not able to determine the seasons we are in. This was serious, Kate. Would you say that this was a terrible summer for the state of Texas? I would say it didn't get as
Ooh,
hot as it normally.
Lord, it is hot. I was telling Donald earlier, I said it felt like it's 300 degrees out there. It's so hot. Oh my God. You can't take off enough clothes to keep cool. So hot out there.
We're going to jail
I
That's, you
know.
know what? That's how it's been in New York, right, Donald?
in New York.
It was a heat
Yeah,
wave.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's hot. Yeah, but if the government stopped sending aircraft up there messing around,
Oh
we wouldn't have this problem.
Look, he already started, y'all. Look, look, look.
Oh Lord.
Listen, listen, it is what it is.
Disclaimer,
I
disclaimer. It's
know.
jokes, jokes, all jokes.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
There's jokes.
Whatever we say is allegedly.
Is that all the
Yes, allegedly,
Real.
allegedly,
It's not
it's
real.
allegedly.
Entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Oh my God. Serious Kate, what are your thoughts on about this COVID surge?
Girl, I think it's because people were confused on the information, because you listening to
Yeah.
this person and that person and then the media. And so, at first it was keep your mask on, then it was take your mask off. So,
Mhm.
as soon as you say take your mask off, the mask ain't coming back on for some people. And I
Hmm.
think that's where it started at. So you got a lot of people still running around with no mask on, just because they're vaccinated, and some unvaccinated got the mask, off or
Yeah,
whatever. So I think that's where it started. And for me, I think we should have did like New Zealand did. Y'all know New Zealand, they stayed shut
yeah,
down for a
they
whole
sure do.
year. They
Yeah,
had zero cases. Then
Yes.
they ended up, I think, with one or two cases and locked right back down. They are just now, they are just now administering the vaccine in the different stages. Remember, with us, we started with the elderly, then the people with
yeah,
underlying health conditions, and then everybody else. So they're just now doing that. Because
yeah.
it was like nobody in, nobody out of the country. Um, but I think that people should take precautions, like you said earlier, Coach Shalonda. Keep doing what we did last year. Wash your hands. Stay within 6 feet of people. And most of all, important, let people make their own choices. Don't come down on a person because they're wearing that mask. Don't come down on a person because you know uh, they're not vaccinated or whatever.
That's right.
Just stay safe. Just preach, be safe. Preach,
Yeah.
stay safe because COVID is real, Delta is real. Everybody's getting sick, vaccinated, unvaccinated, everybody's getting sick. Just stay
Hmm.
safe. When people had the flu, what did the doctors do? When you come to the hospital, you got the flu, what do? They give you a mask. And this
Yep.
was before COVID. So
Yep.
let's continue to wear our masks.
That's right.
Yes.
What are your thoughts, Don the realist?
Well,
He's trying to say how you're gonna say. Wait, hold on.
nobody, nobody Kevin said, nobody knows what's going on.
Right.
You listen to news, you listen to social media, you listen to your next door neighbor, your pastor, your school teacher, whoever you listen to. Everybody got a different story. If you protect yourself and do what's right by you,
Hmm.
technically you're protecting the next person.
Right.
Now, I'm for one that wasn't wearing a mask. I wore it just to be respectful for other people.
Hmm.
I know for a fact, disclaimer, the mask is the mask don't work. I mean, it is what it is. But
Right.
if it's going to stop whatever I'm spewing out from going 6 feet, it's going to maintain it and keep it a foot, so be it. But
Yeah.
everybody should. You cannot get mad and want to beat up somebody because they don't want to wear a mask.
Right.
That's what the problem is. Everybody's just going crazy.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So you got the smartest man on the planet telling us one thing, and then depending on who he talks to next, he says something else. So it's nobody knows what to believe. And social
Yeah.
media ain't making it no better.
Yeah.
They just got everybody in a frenzy right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and we know United States is all about money, so they will not shut this country down again.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Right. Right.
That is not. They might slow it down, but they not going to shut it down because that'd be just total disaster if they did that. You got people now. They just lifted that the eviction thing here in New York that people that wasn't paying their rent due to
Mhm.
COVID now they can evict them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
it's just crazy right now. Nobody knows what's going on.
Right.
But you just wash your hands and stay out of people's face, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you not vaccinated, they don't want you to eat in their restaurant. Go next door to the other one.
Right.
Go to the. That's it.
Right.
But
In
what's
New
going to
York
happen though?
City.
New York City,
Yes.
because it's going to be all those rules. Everybody going to run to either Jersey or Long Island. So the numbers are going to go up because now everybody in New
Right.
York going to say, you know what, y'all don't want me in the city. I'm going to the suburbs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
So that's what's going to happen. You
Yeah.
just got to protect
Yeah.
yourself and look out for you, and then that'll just trickle down to everybody else.
Yeah. Queen A, go ahead with your thoughts.
Well, I just think that we just don't know what's going on, and we
Yeah.
just gotta just stay prayed up and protected. Whether you're vaccinated, wear a mask, it's still it kind of helps eliminate COVID or Delta, but it's still not 100% effective. So again, just stay safe. The bottom line is, of course, your health, making sure your health is in order, because we see that most people who've been getting it or even dying from it, most likely they had health concerns or health conditions.
Yeah.
um, I was watching something on the news the other day. I forgot what I believe it was in Georgia, but they were talking about the numbers, and they said they gave a certain amount of numbers, and they said out of that number, I think it was like maybe 600 and something cases. Out of 600 and something, it was like 50 something that was vaccinated that had the COVID that was hospitalized. The rest were not. So we just gotta just play it safe, be careful, get your immune system up. The first thing, stay prayed up. That's the first thing.
That's right.
And and be careful. Think about not just yourself, but think about others. When you're
Yeah.
walking to a place. I remember when I was in New York, my family thought I was crazy because it's family, so they like, okay, we don't have to wear masks. Of course, not the whole family were vaccinated, but they're like, well, we don't have to wear masks with family, and I was the only one in there with a mask, and they're laughing at me like, why you have on a mask?
That's
I ain't trying
crazy.
to get nothing.
Yeah,
Okay. Because you
That's
can
right.
still be positive. So anybody can be positive, could have
Yeah.
COVID.
yes, and
That's right.
especially because I was flying, I was traveling, so that's another reason. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that I'm protected, they're protected. So that was important, but we just gotta. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but these numbers is getting crazy, and I'm just
Yeah.
looking to see what's gonna happen in the next few
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. You
And
know,
oh, by the way, we're gonna talk about this on Patreon again, y'all. It's coming very, very soon. We just try to, get you to join as soon as we get our numbers up on Patreon. We're gonna be going into all these topics because one of the things you all know me for is studying history, astronomy, astrology, and how all that is playing into everything today. So we definitely want you all to join Patreon. We're gonna have some real conversations where Don the realist can really get real about what he has to say. Right now
how
we
you
have to
feel.
kind of
How
keep
you
it
feel.
right. Right now we have to keep it a little bit, just be mindful of
Conservative,
what we say.
political.
We got to keep it. We got to keep it PG. We got to keep it PG.
Yeah.
So when you join, we're gonna really get into some deep topics. You can ask questions and all those different things, and we're gonna really begin to explore some things on a deep level, a fun level, and when we get real and raw with our conversations.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. So
Yes.
definitely click on the link and join Patreon. You guys do not want to miss out on those conversations, especially if you like drama. And I'm talking about good drama. Yeah, drama that's helpful. Right. But I
Look,
just
it's
want
all type of drama
drama
and
for
drama.
y'all. But I want to quote this research right quick from Healthline, which was posted maybe a day or two ago or a couple of days ago. But it said the new COVID-19 cases are now above 140,000 cases per day
Wow.
in the United States. HMB fam, do you hear that? This is from healthline.com.
Mm.
It was this week that they, published this. It's over 140 cases per day, not per week or for this month, but per day, 140 cases of COVID. So just think of that, 140 cases a day times five, or what is this? This the sixth day of the week times six.
Right.
How many people walking out there that's infected? So we have to be smart. We really do. Experts warn that areas with many unvaccinated people, as well as emerging variants, could lead to another surge. Isn't this not a surge already?
Yeah, it is.
But I do
You
believe
know,
that because one particular prominent man um, that's very well known did speak of how the numbers are going to soar by October. And I mean, this is just August. We're going into September. And so he mentioned this. He stated this. He forewarned us and foreseen this before today. And look at how the numbers are steady going up. They're not going down, but they're going up. And he talked about how so many people could be close to almost everybody could be getting COVID. I don't want COVID.
right.
I don't want the Delta COVID, none of that. I don't want to suffer none of that. I have to think about others. So I don't want that at all. And I don't want my world to stop because your world stops when you're sick, and especially that. And another thing, some people make it, some people don't. So you don't know. You would hope, we all hope that we'll make it if we
Mhm.
get it, but you just don't know. So it also leaves you with that feeling of the unknown, like, oh my God, I pray I make it through this.
Right,
You were
right.
going to say something, Queen A. Go ahead.
Um, I don't remember.
Well, anyway, it was about COVID. So we're
No,
just going
well, you know what?
to.
It's not it's all different things coming out because we saw that they had COVID-19. I was reading something the other day. They said something about COVID-22. Like it's all type of so it's all type of things that's
Lambda.
yeah, right. It's I mean, all type of things coming out. You had the Delta, they had this, other variants that's coming out. And I'm pretty sure it's something that we may not even know about. So again, stay protected, stay,
Yeah,
get your health. I keep, stressing health because I feel like this is a season where God is really causing us to get our health in order. So that's important that we really, really take the time and focus on our health. Not, it's just again, I spoke about this before with the Israelites on the last show when they were going through the wilderness transition period, because I believe that
yeah,
God is promising us some things, and it's like they were entering a promised land, but while they were going through that, they were told to be on a specific diet,
yeah,
but they did not follow that because they feel like they didn't hear from God. It was all type of things going on. So they just went out of control. And that's what people are doing. People are getting out of control.
that's
But
right.
just like in that time period of transition, they were called to they were called to eat a certain, have a
Yeah,
certain diet. They were called to do certain things. They had specific instructions to do certain things. And that's what God is doing. I believe He's given us instructions to follow, and sadly so many is not following it.
yeah,
But again, it's I want, oh, this is good, this is gonna be a good teaching, y'all. But no, I'm not gonna get on this show, but it's just very interesting when you see the ones who crossed into a promised land. They were young, right? So you think about the young, not just in terms of age, but it was something going on in the mind, and that's what God is causing us to, to become young again, renew the mind, forget about
yeah.
what you know, and begin to, because it's like we're going into a new, like this is our new normal, right? And so
Mhm.
people don't want to do certain things, like people don't want to wear masks, they don't want to do certain things, right?
Right.
Um, yeah, that's why the Bible speaks about renewing your mind, because when you are renewing your mind, You're letting go of what you already know. And that's what we were used to. We know we didn't have to wear masks. We didn't have to do this. So we already knew a certain way of living. So now we got to embrace a new way of living. And that's why we got to develop a childlike mind where we relearn, develop a new norm, because we are being ushered into an era that some are not ready for. And
That's
it's
right.
that's what the Israelites were. They were being ushered into something, and perhaps they weren't ready for it. So
Mm-hmm.
so now we have to be ready for what God is doing. Be ready with the time. Be ready with the changes. Be prepared to make the changes, and that comes from preparing your mind, your body, your spirit, whatever it is, to make that change. Because look, I don't know about y'all, but I'm entering my promised land. Okay.
So y'all, we all want to enter the promised land. Let's make that change. Got to make that change.
Amen.
Let's make that change.
Yes.
So we're gonna move on from the COVID, because I'm telling you that the COVID is real, y'all, and take it serious, because it's only gonna get so take it serious. Serious. We are going into the winter months, and we all know what that means. Oh my God, we all know what the winter months mean.
And
Winter
I just want to say
months
this
mean.
really
Go
quick,
ahead.
Coach Shonda.
Go ahead.
This keep coming to my mind. It's hitting my spirit, but and I don't know why I keep, like, I studied this story over and over again. I don't know why I keep going to the story, but I feel like it's something in the story that somehow we really need to embrace. But I believe when I believe that whole story with the Israelites, right, where they were being ushered into a promised land. To me, I pick up they were entering into a new era as well. And I believe that's what we're going into. Like,
That's
we
what we're
already
going
see
to.
that we are now, when you think about it, where we were in a Piscean age, right? Now we're going into an Aquarian age, where it's all about Aquarius, represents a lot of great things.
Look at
Um,
Dr. Will. It's like, what the hell?
I know, but also technology. The Aquarian age represents technology, and
So
so we got to look at, and then we got to look at how we are being ushered into a new era, which is technology, a different way of doing things. But of course, Aquarius is the rebellious, so we enter into a stage where people want to rebel and rebel against the norm. So and that's what the Israelites were. They were chosen, right? But they did not know how to, or did not want to change and enter into a new era to begin to go into that promised land. And to them, what looked like giants wasn't really giants, right? And people look at what's going on today, and it looks like a giant. The pandemic looks like a giant.
right.
The technology looks like a giant, but they were ushered
Mhm.
to go in and take over what they're supposed to take over. So look, God is promising. And
Yes.
whatever that may mean to you, whether it's, a goal that you have, a specific goal, whatever the promise is to you, it's time to enter into it.
It is time, y'all. So take heed to the words from the wise. From the wise. And we're going to really get off into that in Patreon. I definitely want you to talk about in Patreon what is the zodiac sign for the United States. But anyway, moving on, let's get into something juicy.
Look
Let's
at
talk
John. I know
about,
he got something to say.
he's
John
like,
don't believe he don't like all of that stuff.
he really don't. You know,
Nah, save it for the new
we
platform.
will.
Then I can say something.
Y'all, I'm telling you, come on to the new platform, because it's going to be surreal. I can see it now, Don.
Yes, I can see too.
I
Let's
can't wait. I'm coming with facts too.
Can we move to the next topic, please?
Yes, please.
Can we please move to the next topic?
Okay.
Let's get into what is a proper breakup. That is just an exciting, not exciting to break up with someone,
Exciting.
but it's an exciting topic to talk about, because a lot of people want to know what is the considered a proper way. What is the right way to break up with someone? Or do you think there's a right way to break up with someone? Do y'all think it's a right way to break up with someone? Do y'all think that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay, so we do have it out that it is a right way to break up with someone.
Sometimes.
Oh, here's something that I wanted to ask you guys. Now, really, like, listening to research and conversations about breaking up with people, I learned that, or from an expert, they said, I think he's a therapist, but is he a therapist? I think he is. But he said that sometimes um, contrary to belief, but it is sometimes it's good to break up with someone, and even though you love them. So even if you're in love with them, I mean, you just love them because they are that person that you can fall in love with. And so you're in love with them, but the right thing for y'all to do is to break up. So do y'all believe that? You can
Yeah,
Yep.
be in love with that
Of
person,
course.
but you break up with that
yeah,
person. And that's the right
yeah,
thing. Okay.
yeah.
I don't know. Calm down. Calm down. So I didn't hear you, Queen A. Do you believe that? You agree?
Half and half.
Okay. Woo, this is gonna be a good one. Okay, well, seriously, you was dead on like, oh yes, you can be madly in love with
No,
somebody.
because if you think about it, we've all done it. We've all been
No,
in love with somebody, but we had to break up with them because they weren't good for us. So yes, of course, because you don't fall out of love like in a day. You know what I mean? It's like because you when you love somebody, it hurts when you break up with them. So,
uh-huh.
but you know that this person is not right for you. They're not good for you, but you got to do this for the sake of your peace of mind and your health. You got to move on. So, yeah, and there is a proper way to break up with somebody. I'm big on communication. So, you just sit down, you have a conversation, and you tell them, hey, this is not what I want. We're not going the same direction, or whatever
Mhm.
the reason may be. Be honest and be real and sit down and talk with that person. Everybody that you break up with don't have to be an enemy. You
Right.
know, you can break up with a person and it's smooth sailing, but they got new ways to break up. In Coach Yolanda, I wanted you to tell him the new way of breaking up.
Is there a new way? Is there a
You
new
know the new way.
I want to hear it.
What did the guy do?
way?
What did the guy
Girl.
do?
With the
Okay, y'all.
trombone and putting.
Okay, y'all. This got one of the new ways to break up with someone, and who's gonna spend money? But anyway, one of the new ways that millennial generation to break up with someone is to display it publicly. So display it on a huge trombone at a game. Are
Yeah.
you insane? So this guy broke up with this young lady by putting it on a trombone at a game.
Now, people used to say,
What's wrong
oh,
with
he
that?
broke up with me in a text message, or she broke up with me in a text message. Now, you thought that was bad. Public humiliation,
Is the
that
words.
is the
Look, he just
worst.
wanted attention.
He
That
did it.
is the worst.
Okay. All
I
right.
want to
Here
know
we
what
go.
she did to him to make him do it like that. Like she
She
had to
probably
be like
She
the
had to
she
do
worst.
probably
something to
cheated.
him for him to do that.
Well,
That's why he did that, because she had to do something to embarrass him.
he
But
cheated,
you don't
I
go
believe.
tit for tat. She did
Yeah,
something to him. She might have slept with his brother or his uncle. Who knows? You don't know.
yeah,
So he said, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get you back,"
yeah.
and that's why he did that.
And he did. Boy, if that was
Yeah.
You
not
know,
the ultimate way,
yeah, he got him.
wow,
If
displaying
she
it on the
she did
trombone.
something to him, he should have announced it. He should have said it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It probably was so
yeah,
hurtful. It's probably so hurtful. But getting back to what Kim said about you break up with somebody who you love. Love is just a feeling. It'll pass.
yeah,
You know, you break up with someone. You have that conversation. Explain to them why this is not going to work. We can't be a couple, but we can be friends.
yeah.
And if you don't want to agree on that, hey, that's what it is. But you don't have to break up, be knocked out, screaming, jumping around, acting like a fool,
Right.
and letting everybody know your business. No, you break up, you go your way, I go my way. And especially if you got kids involved, that changed the whole
Right.
thing. You can't be acting crazy. But like I
Yeah.
said, love is a feeling. It will pass.
Hmm.
I've probably been hurt before, and I know I've hurt somebody before. Right? You
I'm
wake
gonna
up
come
the
back
next
to
morning, eat a bowl of Cheerios, and go on about your business.
eat a bowl. Oh, you're so compassionate.
You don't be sitting around moping and look and not bathing and all that. No, you don't do that. You just
not
you get
bathing.
up, you
Woo,
dust
that's
yourself off,
deep.
and go. Just be
No,
careful
no,
and learn
Woo.
from your mistake on why that didn't work.
uh-huh.
No.
We're gonna come back to you on the kid being involved. Queen A, you would say you was 50-50 about that. Come on, give us your spiel on this breakup crap.
I mean, sometimes is a proper way, sometimes it's not. Like sometimes you just gotta know, like sometimes you just gotta know when not to waste your energy.
Hmm.
And you just cut the person off. Like I listen. I was in relationships where, um, it got to the point where the person to me didn't even deserve like an explanation or no communication. I just had to cut it off.
Hmm.
Of course, as I gotten older, I feel like communication is important because, when you don't communicate it, you leave a space that's you leave a void, and you leave a void that's never filled, and you're constantly wondering what happened. Not, for you it may be okay, but for the other person it leaves a void. So
Uh-huh.
you do want to communicate that, and you want to let the person know, give a person a chance to correct themselves, maybe
Hmm.
not with you but for the next person. So you definitely want to tell a person, why why you're doing what you're doing, why you're cutting them off, or why you're breaking up. That way you possibly give them the chance to really redeem themselves. But
Hmm.
again, some people, I just had to literally just cut it off, no explanation, nothing, just cut.
You know what, Queen A? I
Mhm.
have a question for you. Well, I guess I'll just make a statement. So, do you think the reason why you didn't explain to that person is because you had already told them? Like
Yeah,
throughout
you're
the
right.
relationship,
You're right.
that
You're right.
person
You're right.
already knew because like that happened to me before. It's like I sent the warning. I
Mhm.
told you if you do this, I'm gone. If
It's
this
over.
happens again, I'm gone. If this so then I don't have to come to you and say so you had already told them. They already knew.
Yeah,
So when
you're
it was
right.
time to
You're right.
go, you left. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm. That is
Yeah.
so true. That is so
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
true.
if you keep doing that, saying if you keep letting them know, all right, the next time you do this, the next time you do that, and you don't go, they're gonna think you're never going. How many times you gonna tell them to
yeah.
put down the toilet seat and until you actually react on it?
He said, okay, really?
You know what I mean?
Really,
Time.
girl?
Listen, I've been married a long time. You know what I mean? Times my wife tell me different things like, "Oh, if you don't do this, you don't do that." Out. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Right. Well, we don't
You
do that
know.
no more. Like Queen A said, we sit down and we tell you, listen, on the
Right.
31st of March, I'm leaving because me and you,
Mhm.
we ain't working out, and
And
I'm
I
done.
and I'll help you pack and send you on your way.
Donald,
So do
I
y'all
don't know
think
why
that?
you lying, Donald.
You
Right.
know you ain't gonna
Your
help
wife,
pack.
your wife ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
So speaking of wife, Don the realist, and everybody else, do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
think that breaking up is the same in a relationship? Because we need the HMV fam to know this, because we have all sorts of people that are tuning in, good, bad, the ugly, the different, the crazy. But anyway, do you think that? Do you think that? And I said that because there are certain fam that are watching that maybe a little. But do you think that the breakups are the same, like dating? Don the realist, don't smile, don't smile. Do you think that breaking up is it the same? Do you break up the same in a relationship as you would in a marriage? And that's for all y'all.
No.
Do you think the
Uh,
process is it takes it's longer, it's more tedious? It's not just I told you if you did that, it's over and it's over.
no,
I
because
know it's like
you don't get married to break up.
well,
Right.
right.
So you try your best to make that marriage work.
Uh-oh.
If it's
Uh-huh.
just a boyfriend girlfriend type of deal, there's no strings attached. There's nothing unless you have children. But if
Mm.
you just like, okay, we're in a committed relationship, you know, that's different than saying you stood in front of the pastor and got married. Because now you got paperwork, now you got assets, you got a whole lot of stuff that you actually got to consider before you say, okay, let's break up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's totally different, But then when you got the kids involved, especially young kids, because again, um, when you, especially a man, if you got daughters, you got to worry about who's the man that your ex is going to have around your daughters. We seen that movie Daddy's Girls with Idris Elba.
Ooh.
I mean, that was crazy. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you got to consider that. And again, you guys know that when I was bugging out, I had to sit back and think about I got 3 girls here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And my brother said it when I was at his house sitting on his porch with my snot bubbles looking crazy. He's like, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, you got 3 girls. from now,
Uh-oh.
somebody gonna be floating around in your pool and you're gonna be paying for it. So you better
Yeah.
go home and make it right. Because
Yeah.
I was out there, man.
I
Like,
know
I
right
was
that's
crazy.
right.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that,
Get together.
yeah.
Wipe your snot and go home.
Yeah, that is
It's
important.
definitely different when you're married and when you're single and kids and everything. You don't get into even
Yeah.
if it's just a dating. And we talked about this on the previous show. When you get together, how soon is too soon, and you get married and different things. You don't get into a relationship to break up. You get into a relationship to go to the next level, which is marriage.
Yeah.
Right. Hmm.
But if that road is bumpy, get off that highway at the next exit.
While you're free. Get off of it. Right.
Yes,
Exactly. I agree.
yes,
I agree. And I just
yes.
want
And
to
don't
make,
bring more than one bag of clothes to his house.
oh God. I just want to make that
You gotta leave. You ain't gotta go back 2 or 3 times. Just leave.
right. I just
Let
want
me
to
tell
make
you, and I'm gonna leave you with this one.
go
Then you go
ahead,
to the
Dom.
next one. Someone once told me, never get too attached to something that you cannot walk away in 15 minutes or less.
Mm.
But then
Do
I'm
not
glad
get
you
that
said
attached to it.
that. I'm glad you said that, right? Because I had I had a coaching session the other day. Because I wanted to do something around grief counseling to kind of help me grieve with my mom because I felt like we hadn't talked in a few months, a couple of months. So when she died, it was hard for me to process because we didn't talk. So I went through a grieving counseling session, and she said something to me that was important. I didn't even realize, and it was this was very interesting. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I feel like I need to share this because maybe someone needs to hear it or whatever. But one of the things she mentioned was attachment, right? She
Yeah.
said to me, we talked about, I don't know how this topic came up. I'm grieving, it's grief counseling, but somehow we went back into childhood. They always go back into childhood. And we got
Mhm.
into relationships, and she asked me about my relationship that I had with my mom, the relationship I had with my father. And then she said to me, "You have attachment issues." I'm like, "What?" So in other words, I would not attach myself to people or jobs or whatever. Like I just had, because she mentioned about my relationship that I had with my parents. I was afraid to attach to anyone. So whenever I felt like it was a time where I get close to someone, I would detach. So she said also with commitment, she's like, I told her that I may have attracted relationships where the person was unavailable to me emotionally. She said, because deep down you were detached you were detached. Like you had an issue with, and she said, but subconsciously you probably didn't realize it. So you may have attracted people because deep down you didn't really want that commitment or you were afraid of commitment. And I was like, how you gonna tell me I want commitment?
That's
Um,
hilarious.
so she went into this whole thing about commitment and attaching, and I believe, as I was growing up, same thing, Donald, not to get too attached to people or things because I was afraid of being hurt or rejected. So because of that, I would not attach. But typically, in life, you do attach. That's we human. That's by nature. We attach to certain things. But at the same time, realizing when it's important to attach, like having a
Yeah.
healthy attachment. Sometimes we could be attached to trauma.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like I was attracting men who was emotionally unavailable because that was a trauma for me.
Yeah.
So not realizing that I was attracting men that was emotionally unavailable. So we got to look at how you attach and what you're attaching to because attachment is healthy. It's not, it's not unhealthy. It really is healthy. But because of me not wanting to be maybe vulnerable or me not wanting to kind of just like feel like, okay, if I attach to someone, if I love a person or I get close, that person may pull away and now I'm left with a hurt and an empty feeling that I carry from childhood. So,
Absolutely.
so it was a very interesting coaching session and counseling session, and I realized some things which I had not even realized before. And it was like I had an issue with commitment, and I'm now realizing, and as I get older and I heal, I'm realizing when it's right and healthy to attach to a specific person or thing or career, job, business, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a process that I had to learn. This all came from the grief counseling. So it was just, but yeah,
Yeah.
so Donald, to that point, I do agree. Like sometimes we got to detach from situations, from people. You got to know when to detach from, and not to grow fully attached to a person, especially if they're not emotionally invested in you. That was one of my biggest lessons I had to learn,
Yeah.
not to attach to someone who was not emotionally available for me, and knowing what I wanted, knowing what was important for me. So yeah, so
Mhm.
again, learn to attach to something healthy and not attach to trauma or attach to people, broken people, or just whatever. Um,
Exactly. This is good conversation for people that are
yeah.
dating.
Mhm.
This because the guy and the girl they were dating, so he broke up with her. So this is, in particular, and making that distinction. So for those that are dating, really, really HMB fam, listen in closely because this is really good wisdom that we've all experienced and have gone through as far as the detachment, attachment, um, um, identifying and recognizing when you're like trauma, or when you're drawn to trauma, because according to so many therapists, psychologists, and research, that we draw who we are. And we think about your past exes, and you're like, I was like that, because you think and you feel a certain way about them or see them a certain way, how they were to you. Well, it was something in you, and that is like a hard truth to
Yeah.
accept. It was something in you that drew that individual to you. Something. I'm
Mhm.
not saying the entire person, but there was something in them. Oh Lord, excuse me. That drew the two of you. That brought the two of you together. So it's a little deeper. It's a little different when it comes to marriage. So I just want to make that distinction. We are strictly talking about dating here. The breakup, and how you break up, and
Mhm.
it's a whole different process when you marry. It's not putting it on, it's totally different, realistically and maturely. So, but definitely when you're dating, you are free. You're not obligated to anyone. You're not stuck with anyone. So if it's not going the way, if it's disturbing your peace, and y'all got 6 months in, you better see the remaining 6 months out.
Yes.
If y'all been dating
Mhm.
for whatever, a year, now when y'all's talking about dating for 5 to 10 years, that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation that, definitely need to be educated,
Well,
on. So
Sharonda,
go ahead.
listening to I don't know why I'm such in a teaching mode tonight. God help me. So RC Blake, please God, please feel free to jump in. But I was listening to I think it was RC Blake's a few days ago. And
Mhm,
he mentioned something. He said he liked to call it the wimpy syndrome, right? Where
mhm,
he said, and remember the cartoon Popeye, and he said Wimpy kept coming and he kept he kept asking for a hamburger and promising to pay a person, pay the person on Tuesday.
right.
So he talked about in
Mhm.
relationships. Oh, you heard it? Seriously? I think you heard the time. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. I gladly I'll take a hamburger today and gladly pay you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right. And then he
Mhm.
said how Tuesday never comes around. So he said what happened is
Mhm.
people grow attached. He said, especially women,
Yeah.
they grow attached to a desire. They
Yep.
grow they grow attached to like a hope, something of the
Mhm,
future that's is like a forced self-start or forced hope, where a person keep telling you this. So you're attached to the dream or the expectation of it, but you're not actually attaching yourself to a fulfilled promise. So
right.
people, not just women, but most likely women, will hold on to an empty promise and won't let go and won't detach from it because like this promise or this expectation was not fulfilled.
That's
So
right.
it was a very,
Yeah.
very deep topic. Um and it
Wow.
just
It's so
reminds
true.
the Bible scripture, hope deferreth maketh the heart sick.
Mhm,
So, it's like especially women, or not just women, but people in general, we attach to a hope of something and then we feel depressed, we feel sick.
depressed.
Right.
Mhm,
And then it's like we're wondering why. And it's creating a soul tie, right? Because you're attached to the outcome of something that's never fulfilled. So that's creating a
Mhm.
soul tie.
Yeah.
Where that's what people would do. They will make promises because they, especially with women. Well, men, Donald, correct me if I'm wrong, but especially women, we like men will give a promise and we will hold on to that promise and still keep lingering on, still keep running after that
Oh my
dream.
God.
Go
If
ahead.
we just did God like that, if we was just like that with the Father,
With the
all the
Father.
promises that
Right.
He has given
Yes.
us, and we just don't hold on to them. And if we could just be like that with the Father, we'd be all
Yeah.
right, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I'm
Girl, but
telling
we
you.
can have more
You'll be
faith
a
in
better person.
man than
Yep.
we have in the Lord.
See, girl,
And
you
man
know
does
you
Ah,
that
speak
every
it.
day.
You better say it. You better say it, serious K. And that's
girl, I'm
true.
just
So we got
saying.
to learn how to attach to, right, what Sirius K said with the Father, what He has to offer, the Heavenly Father, what God has to offer, and
That's
not just attach to what man is saying, because that's what we do. We attach to a dream that's never, not saying it's never going to be fulfilled, but if a person keep promising you this and they're not delivering it, what do you attach it to? You deliver it to an
yeah.
empty promise.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, promise. Yeah.
look,
And then that's something that you got to check within yourself. You got to do soul searching within yourself. Like, why am I so stuck? Because you're stuck. That is the
Mhm.
meaning of being stuck and a
mhm.
stronghold in your life.
So,
That
you know what?
broken
Yeah,
I better say
that's
it.
exactly what it is, a stronghold.
a stronghold in your life, you're like, well, it's not like this, it's not like that, but there is no but. What is the but?
Yeah.
But maybe, what is maybe? Maybe shouldn't even be, present. It shouldn't even be real to you, real in your life. Maybe is not for certain. And and when you're dealing with a guy, say for men, when the man is dealing with a female, and if she's, springing along and along and along, and never really fully commit, no, it's time to do, to do some self-reflection, to look at yourself and say, okay, so why am I holding on to this string? Is it
Yes,
really string? Why am I holding on to
You're holding on when your self-esteem is low
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
and you think you can't get
Mm,
anything better. So that's
Yeah,
why, and the
mm.
men gonna get mad at me, but don't. That's why we keep dangling that carrot in front of your face.
Wow,
And as soon
yeah,
as you go to grab it, we pull it away and
yep,
just keep changing it.
yeah,
wow.
We promise you one thing. We know we're not gonna do it. We'll
right,
just give you a little bit of it
Mm,
just to keep you there.
yes.
We'll keep giving you crumbs,
yeah,
but we're not gonna give you the whole cake
yeah.
Wow.
because you're not going
See,
anywhere. We already know in our
that
mind,
part.
once we get in your mind and we
That's
know
right.
we got that locked, we know you're not going anywhere. So why give you everything?
Mm.
Wow.
Just keep
Girl,
dangling. Just keep dangling until we get tired and say, you know what, it's not challenging anymore. Let me go work my magic on someone else. But that's a
Wow.
different topic.
Wow.
ladies,
Girl, we
listen.
Look,
don't preach a
But
sermon.
y'all do it. Hold up now.
That's like that's
Y'all
like
not gonna let me. Y'all
How
not gonna let
Satan
me
was
kill the men
tempting
and don't
Jesus.
kill y'all. Y'all do something. Y'all do the same thing. Y'all always luring us with the promise of intimacy, but you
Mm,
never fulfill it. But you know we bloodhounds. We gonna keep sniffing around anyway,
mm,
and we gonna keep sniffing. We gonna keep sniffing. We're gonna keep
mm.
sniffing. You're gonna show a little leg here and there when we go out, but you have no intentions on doing what we want you to do.
Yeah, this is a
Most
good
men will
topic.
continue to proud, they're gonna continue
Yeah,
to go after you.
yeah,
see, that's why.
Those are the ones
Mhm.
that are not, sure about themselves. You
yeah.
get
Well, wait.
someone
So,
strong like me,
Yeah.
hey, whatever. Yeah, I'm out. Bye. Don't need it.
so the proper breakup, right, y'all? Tell them to take that greedy ass and go someplace. That's the proper.
Okay, that's it. Now moving on. We got one more topic.
No, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. No,
No, she ain't. I ain't even.
no, I'm joking. Like for real. Like because it's not when we breaking up with a person. It's not. I mean, we're breaking up. We detach it, but you do. You want to let the person know because it's left in their mind. It's like you're planting a seed in that person's mind. This is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like you said, Serious K. If you keep telling them over and over and they still hadn't got it, then yes, naturally just cut them off. But yeah, it's time to detach from false hope and those hamburgers. Keep promising those hamburgers and coming back with nothing.
Mm.
So, it's time to detach from that and know when it's time to properly detach and break up from a situation.
That's right. Absolutely correct. All of y'all have made some valid points. Now, let's just get to this topic real quick about needy moms. About, you hear the statement of mama's boy. We hear that all the time. Don the realist, this is not towards you, and you know it because you by far not a mama's boy. At least not you don't appear to be one to me. But it's called son's mother, a needy, and it works both ways. A guy that feels like, as long as I get my mother's approval, and then a mother that feels like um, she has to make sure that she makes all the approval for her son, and if her son is not living the life that she imagines for him, then being with the woman that she wants him to be with, being, living where she wants him to live, or whatever it may be, where they have that tied together, a mother and son's tied, and then it becomes a problem, and I feel like it can, in some instances, stunt their lives. Maybe not, totality, but definitely in some areas of their life, it can, and especially in a relationship, because we know that, in a relationship, it's between him and her, and not him, her, and mom. So I want you all to tell me, co-host, tell me, as far as Mama's Boy, tell me, what are your thoughts on that? And how do you feel about the Marlon story where he said he did not get married because his mom was his first lady in his life? She was the one. That was his woman, his mama. So tell me how you feel
Mhm.
about that statement. Don the realist, I want to hear from you first because you're a guy. You tell me how you feel about that.
All right. Let's see now. Well, in his situation, he's 47 years old and
Yeah.
he's still a mama's boy. Um, the sad part about it is that the young lady that he's his girlfriend and fiance, I don't know what she is, they have two kids together. That she actually stuck around that long, knowing that she's not going to have the opportunity to be the number one person in his life until his mother transitions on. That was sad altogether, right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as being a mama's boy, I spoke to someone one time and I called the men there um, breastfed men because that's what they were. And I told the women, cut that bra strap, let them loose.
Oh,
Because if the mother don't push them away, they would never go away.
yeah.
That's it.
A mother, they got, some guys, they get a woman, and that's why they don't know how to treat a woman
Mm-hmm.
because they constantly, instead of them sitting there and dealing with the situation at hand with the person they're dealing with, they go into their mother. How
Yeah.
your big rusty behind going to your mother talking about your relationship with your wife?
Right.
Yeah, you go for advice or whatever, especially if you don't know how to treat a woman. Go to your mother.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
you don't always, you go into the movies, you asking your mother what she want for popcorn. What kind
Right.
of what she want on her popcorn. You with your girlfriend. No, it don't work that way. And the
Mhm.
mother should understand that is your son, not your boyfriend. Let him go.
Yes.
Right.
Push his. I
Yes.
said this before. Get his rusty behind off the couch. Put him out. Get away from him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because guess what? If it
Yeah.
was if it was the other way around, and Stella trying to get her groove back, and her teenage son is in there playing PlayStation, come on, you know. But now these
Right.
guys, I don't know the Marlon thing. That's something that got to be something in his mind. That's just kind of weird.
Mhm.
That you would tell your mother on her deathbed that
Yeah.
she was his number one. That's why he never got married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something totally insane.
Yeah.
Even for him, he's a great comedian, but even for him, that is definitely something wrong there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sarah,
You know.
what are your thoughts on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, that was pretty weird to me, but you know what? I wrestle with this for a minute. Okay, I'm trying to get in his head, get inside his head. So I'm thinking that maybe he knew that if I got married, I got to put my wife first.
Right.
So he didn't want to do that. He wanted to always put his mother first. And he knew that wouldn't be fair if he got married and he put his mother before his wife. So he said, well, you know what? I'm not going to get married because I want to put my mother first. I want to do everything, I want to give her everything that she wants and everything that she needs. And I know if I get married, I have a wife, I probably won't be able to do that because my wife will have a say. But on the other hand, as a mother of a young man,
Yeah.
I would be encouraging my son, like, hey, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna get a wife?
Right.
Because I know a lot of mothers that have held their kids back from discovering love, their careers, going to college and everything. They keep them at home, and have them working and taking care of them or whatever. They're lonely or needy, like you said
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
Coach Lana, because they're needy. And I think that that's very selfish. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
You did what you wanted to do with your life. Why
Yep.
don't you give your kids a chance? Why don't you give them a choice? Don't make the choice for them. You
Yeah.
know, I think that's so unfair. And yeah, Marlon is weird anyway. So I'm
Very.
not surprised at this weird and immature. So I'm not
Yeah.
surprised at this story.
Absolutely. Queen A, what are your thoughts on the needy mother, baby son?
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Let us hear your thoughts.
No, so seriously, it's just his choice, but I would love to know what number of child he is, because
He's the
that's a
baby. Isn't he the baby, y'all, the family?
I
Baby.
don't know.
He's the
I'm
baby.
not
He's the baby.
because we, so that's a whole
He's
nother
definitely the
topic.
youngest brother. He's definitely the youngest
Okay.
brother.
So
Yeah, he's definitely the youngest brother.
another topic of how a son attaches to, especially if he's a baby boy, of how a son attaches to his mother and why that happens. So that's a whole nother topic. But I feel like that's part of an excuse. And I feel like his mother give him a certain amount of attention that maybe women do not give him. Um, but I believe that it's another topic. But that's his choice, and I just wish he's happy in whatever choices he's making. I hope he get married one day and experience that, but if not, just hopefully he's happy. And that's basically it.
So, how are your personal thoughts about it? We understand about him, but it's really about how do you feel about what would you tell HMV fams as far as mothers, all into their sons' lives, wanted to, this is who you're going to marry, this is who you don't need to be with, or just being, 100% making the decisions for their son.
Well, I remember my son told me when I was in his business. He told me to get a man to sell his business. So and at that point, I knew, he grew up, and that's the thing. It's like when a man to me, I mean, I'm a woman, but how I look at a man is, if you leave your parents and you cleave to a wife, but perhaps again he didn't want to get married. He had some type of um but sometimes when there's attachment like that, it's usually again some type of trauma again. So I would love to know, what happened, in his childhood and so forth. And then it could have been something with his mom. Maybe he saw something that happened with his mother, whatever it is. But it's some type of attachment there, which is it's very hard for him to break. And honestly, I think if he get married, he's gonna always be looking for his mother in
And
that
and that,
moment.
yeah, he has to
Definitely.
feel
Mhm.
for that. Yeah.
But
Wow.
he did say if he does get married, all he wants is peace.
Yeah, he did say
Maybe
that.
maybe the kid's mother who he's with her from 1992 to
Yeah.
2013.
Uh-huh.
Maybe at one point she just probably got tired of it. And
Mhm.
him being immature, he didn't know how to tell his mother, say, "Ma, listen, I got this. You
Mhm.
always gonna be my mother, but this is gonna be my wife.
Right.
Yes.
You gotta do it respectfully and just say fall back. You know,
Remember
Yeah.
that movie, like Think Like a Man,
Yep.
yeah,
and
Mm-hmm.
how he was taking
Oh
his
yeah,
dates and
how he
his
stood
mother.
up for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but remember when he was taking in the beginning of the movie, he was taking his dates and his mother
Lord.
on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. I always say, when it comes to your mom, your sister, family, you can't do with your family what you can do with your lover. So just keep that in your mind. You can't do with your family what you can do with your lover. It's total different relationship.
Mhm.
And in order for you to grow, relationships are meant to help one another pivot. not to keep you bound, not to keep you down, not to keep you back, but it's to help you grow and evolve in life. And if the relationship is not helping you do one of those things, then that relationship is not meant for you. And it doesn't mean that you have to get that approval or find out from your mom, because you are an adult as well. So you should understand and should know. And nowadays I really have like negative zero tolerance for stupidity and for ignorance, because the internet, you can Google anything and the internet has everything that you need. You can Google it and it will tell you the answer. So there's no excuse now for being dumb, for being ignorant, for being for having a lack of knowledge of whatever the case may be, because just Google that question in any capacity and it will give you a solid answer. So that's what we have for our HMD fam for tonight. We love everyone. This has been a great show. Do y'all think this has been a great show? Has it been a great show?
It's been
Yes.
awesome. And
Stimulating conversations.
thank you, Don the Realist, again for
Yes,
acquainting
thank
us
you,
with your
John.
presence. We
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much for having me.
We appreciate
We
you.
love you so much, Don the Realist.
Listen, on your new platform, let your viewers know I will be changing my name.
Oh,
I
Um,
cannot go over to that platform with that name. Sorry.
okay. I can only imagine what it's going to be.
oh Lord.
Well, you should, because they want to know you. They want to
Oh,
know
they
who
gonna
this
know me.
person
They
Oh,
gonna
they
know
going to know.
me.
Oh,
Oh
they oh,
yeah.
oh Lord, the
I'm gonna have a
fam
slide. I'm gonna have a
knows John
slideshow and
Ball.
everything. Yeah, we gonna have a slideshow. We're gonna be good.
No.
Oh my Well, look,
Oh
y'all have a
Lord.
wonderful next weekend, holiday
Be
weekend. It will be
safe.
Labor Day
Be
weekend.
safe.
Please be safe. We know
Be
everyone want to
safe.
go out and have some fun, but just think twice before you do everything. Just think about your health and the safety of yourself as well as others. Be safe and be sound. We love you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube, like, share on our Facebook, and please go to our Instagram and show some love on there as well. Remember, Patreon is coming out. The link is in the comments, so definitely click and join because we got some things for you. We love you,
will
and we
be
will
back.
see you in
Coach
2 weeks.
Amanda,
Yes.
Coach Amanda, just want to remind everyone we would not be here next Saturday.
I
We'll
just
be
said that.
okay. I was reminding them. I was reminding them.
I just said that. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.